Today, a small topic, very interesting one, just like yesterday. That is law of equivalence. Law of equivalence. This law of equivalence is applicable for both a balanced reaction. But are these letters visible? Are these letters visible? Or otherwise I want to change the pen. Please wait. Please give me your answer. These letters are visible or not? Yes, okay. For both balanced reactions and unbalanced reactions. Mind it, this concept is applicable for both balanced and unbalanced cases. Okay, what is this concept? So that is, the concept is, let us take a reaction. Let us take a reaction. Let it be A plus B gives C. I don't give the statement for that one. So later, after completion of explanation, I will give the statement. Please wait. A reacts with B that gives C. It may be either balanced one or unbalanced one, whatever it may be. Okay. So according to this law of equivalence, that is equivalence of A, which is one of the reactants, is equal to equivalence of B. That means when two chemicals react with each other, their equivalence must be equivalent, whether it is a balanced reaction or unbalanced reaction. That also gives equal to equivalence of C also. Equivalence of C. So this is nothing but law of equivalence. What is law of equivalence? So whether a chemical reaction is either balanced one or unbalanced one, equivalence of those reactants, that is, in a chemical reaction, equivalence of substances reacted are equal. Equivalences of substances reacted are equal. So increase your volume. Maybe I'm going to try. Wait. It is at full volume. It is at full volume. Equivalence of A is equal to equivalence of B. For example, let us say that is, for example, how to calculate equivalence of A? What is this equivalence of A? So equivalence is equal to number of moles of that substance into number of moles of that substance into n factor of substance. N factor of substance. Equivalence is equal to number of moles of that substance into n factor of substance. So it is very, very important. Okay. So that means, so equivalence, otherwise called as a gram equivalence. Equivalence or gram equivalence, both are same. Okay. Therefore, gram equivalence is equal to n into n factor. Gram equivalence is equal to n, that is the number of moles of the substance involved in the reaction, into n factor. N factor, already yesterday I completed how to find out the n factor of a particular substance. So n into n factor is the gram equivalence. Therefore, so the number of moles of A into n factor of A is equal to number of moles of B into n factor of B, which is equal to number of moles of C into n factor of C. This is the equation. This is the equation. Finally, that is the final conclusion. So whatever it may be, so whether the reaction is at equal balanced state or unbalanced state, their equivalents are equal. When those substances are involved in the reaction, those reactants equivalents must be equal. Those equivalents must be equal. For example, let us take a reaction. H2 plus O2 gives H2O. That means equivalence of H2 is equal to equivalence of O2. Equivalence H2 is equal to equivalence of O2. Okay, so just like this, we are going to take some calculations based on this concept. So see here, what is law of equivalence? In a chemical reaction, whether it is balanced one or unbalanced one, equivalence of substances react together. Equivalence of substances reacting together in a chemical reaction, whether it is a balanced one or unbalanced one. So therefore, equivalence of one of the reactants is equal to equivalence of another reactant. Equivalence of another reactant. Okay, so this is very, very, very important. So see here some calculations and some concepts. So there is extension part for this concept. So here, so gram equivalent is equal to n into n factor. It is the smallest definition. Sometimes this gram equivalence also used in n is nothing but number of moles. N is nothing but number of moles and number of moles. Let us take a reaction. H2 plus O2 gives H2O. For our balancing one, 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. 2H2 plus O2 gives 2H2O. Now, as per your concept, that is, therefore, equivalence of H2 is equal to equivalence of O2. Reacting substances. Equivalence of H2 is equal to equivalence of O2. Now, how many equivalents? It is 2 moles hydrogen. That means that is 2 into, that is number of moles, 2 into n factor for H2 is equal to, it is 1 and in this case it is 1. 1 into n factor for O2. N factor for O2. Okay. For element, hydrogen n factor is 1. For H2, n factor is, therefore, 2 is equal to 1 into n factor for oxygen. For oxygen, it is 2. Already I explained. Now, n factor is 4 n. Therefore, 2 is equal to 4. Sorry. 4 is equal to 4 n. Automatically, it is equal. That is proof of the concept. Just I am going to prove that concept. So that means when a chemical involved in the reaction with another one, their equivalence must be equal. Their equivalence must be equal. So that is the concept. That means, see here. So A plus B gives C. Number of moles of A into n factor of A is equal to number of moles of B into n factor of B. Just for readjustment, number of moles of A by number of moles of B is equal to n factor for B by n factor for A. N factor for B by n factor for A. What is this number of moles quotient of A? So it is, that implies A is nothing, that is number of moles of A, that is coefficient of A in balanced reaction equation by coefficient of B in balanced equation is equal to n factor or valence factor, both are same. So n factor for B by n factor for A. N factor for B by n factor for A. So this is the number of moles are nothing but, so those are the coefficients in the balanced equation. Coefficients in the balanced equation. Okay. So these are very, very important cases. Whenever a chemical reaction takes place, the equivalence of those reactants must be equal. The equivalence of those reactants must be equal. That law is called as law of equivalence or law of chemical equivalence. Law of equivalence or law of chemical equivalence. Okay, so this is the smallest topic and largest application in entire your chemistry. So entire your chemistry, largest application subject for this concept, but it is the smallest part. Very, very important and simplest one. So please wait. Okay, thank you. See here. Now, the equivalence concept, when it is used. So one of the conservation expressing terms, that is normality, their chemical equivalence topic is used. Okay. See here. Now our topic is, let us take normality. One of the conservation expressing terms. So normality is equal to number of gram equivalents of substance by volume in liters. My dear boys, gram equivalent. That is why this topic is I considered it. Number of gram equivalents. Please don't start with other. Please don't. Normality is equal to number of gram equivalents of the substance by volume in liters. Therefore, number of gram equivalents is equal to, let normality as n into V liters. N into V liters, volume in liters. So it is another formula to find out gram equivalent. So gram equivalent, that is chemical equivalent. Gram equivalence is equal to, in previous case, n into n factor. N into n factor in previous case. So the same is also used in terms of normality. N is the normality of the chemical. So volume in liters. N into V liters. Okay. So see here, very, very important. Already I told that gram equivalence is equal to n into n factor. Now, normality, the formula is the number of gram equivalents by volume in liters. I want to find out gram equivalent. Gram equivalence is equal to normality into volume and cross multiplication. Normal. That means gram equivalence is equal to normality into volume in liters. Normality into volume in liters. Now, how to calculate gram equivalence? Okay, this gram equivalence is also calculated weight of the substance by gram equivalent weight of the substance. Weight of the substance by gram equivalent weight of the substance. What is normality? Normality is nothing but one of the conservation expressing terms for solution. So in future that will explain it. So but here gram equivalence term is used. That way the gram equivalence, the term is also helpful to calculate the conservation terms. That is in normality cases. Okay. So that is in normality cases, we know normality is equal to number of gram equivalents of substance by volume in liters. But we want equivalence weight, gram equivalence. Gram equivalence is equal to cross multiplication, that one. Normality into volume in liters. Therefore, another formula to find out gram equivalence is equal to normality into volume in liters. Next, already I told that gram equivalence is equal to n into n factor. It is one of the formulas. Next, gram equivalence is also calculated with the help of this formula also. Weight of the substance by gram equivalent weight of the substance. Weight of the substance by gram equivalent weight of the substance. So already we know that number of moles n is equal to weight by gram molecular weight. Weight by gram molecular weight. Okay, but here we use gram equivalent weight. How to calculate gram equivalent weight? Gram equivalent weight is equal to gram molecular weight by n factor. Gram equivalent weight is equal to gram molecular weight by n factor. Already yesterday we completed this one. Anything Equivalent weight is calculated by its molecular weight or atomic weight by n factor. Equivalent weight is equal to atomic weight or molecular weight by n factor. Now I want to use this gram equivalent weight. So now it is equal to n into, that is, see here, it is equal to weight by gram molecular weight. I am going to put it here. Gram molecular weight is equal to n factor into gram equivalent weight. N factor into gram equivalent weight. But we want weight by gram equivalent weight. So weight by gram equivalent weight is equal to n into n factor weight is equal to weight by gram equivalent weight, which is nothing but gram equivalent. Which is nothing but gram equivalent. That's why gram equivalent is calculated by using weight by gram equivalent weight or number of moles n into n factor, or simply taken as normality into volume in liters. These are the different formulas used to calculate gram equivalence of the substance. Gram equivalence of the substance. Okay. Finally, I am going to conclude this topic here. See here. Gram equivalent is calculated by using the formula, first one, n into n factor. Second one, normality into volume in liters. Third one, weight of the substance by gram equivalent weight of the substance. Weight of the substance by gram equivalent weight of the substance, which is equal to all these are useful to calculate gram equivalence. All these are very useful to calculate gram equivalence. Any one of these formulas are useful to find out the gram equivalent weight of the substance. Why, sir? Why gram equivalent is needed to calculate? Because whenever a chemical reaction takes place, A plus B gives C. Gram equivalent of A must be equal to gram equivalence of B. No doubt it is applicable. Now, how to calculate gram equivalence, sir? By using any of these three. By using any one of these three. Okay. So here gram equivalence term is useless. So if number of moles are given to you, n into n factor. If normality and volume are given to you, normality into volume in liters is equal to gram equivalent. Weight and gram equivalent weights are given to you, weight by gram equivalent weight is equal to. So by giving concepts based on the theory given to you in your problems, any one of these three are used to calculate gram equivalent. One of the reactants gram equivalent must be equal to another reactant gram equivalent. Yes, it is applicable for any of the reactants in a particular reaction. Any two is comparable. Any two is comparable. So, for example, A plus B plus C gives production. Now, gram equivalence of A is equal to gram equivalence of B is equal to gram equivalence of C. So, any of these three are comparable. Okay. So, this is very, very, very important. Very, very, very important. Okay. Many doubts about normality. I don't complete that normality. Just the topic, the formula is used here. Because there also gram equivalence is used. So that is later. In clear, I will explain it. Not at this time. Okay. So that is one of the ways to calculate gram equivalence. So I don't explain normality here. So normality is nothing but indicated with the letter here, gram equivalence of substance present in volume of liter. That means if V is equal to 1 liter, the gram equivalence of substance present in 1 liter solution is nothing but normality. The number of gram equivalence of substance present in 1 liter solution is the normality of the solution. That is the definition for normality. Now I don't explain this normality here. I don't explain this normality. So at least forget this. I don't want this. Okay. So these are the different topics. towards your law of equivalence. Now I'm going to conclude the final topic. So at any condition, gram equivalence of A is equal to gram equivalence of B means weight by gram equivalent. That is the weight of A by equivalent weight of A is equal to weight of B by equivalent weight of B. Therefore, weight of A by weight of B is equal to equivalent weight of A by equivalent weight of B. It is another formula. So comparative study. Comparative study. Okay. So these are different formulae useful to calculate gram equivalence. Whenever a chemical reaction is involved in the reaction, those reactants gram equivalents must be equal. Those reactants gram equivalents must be equal. So those gram equivalents is calculated by using any of these three formulae. So those gram equivalents is calculated any one of these three formulae. Very important. Very important. Please be careful. Okay. Now I am going to calculate a problem here. What is it? Is the concept clear or not? Is the concept clear or not? If you want, I will repeat. So what about that mole concept? I don't completely read that one. What do you want? Please repost it. What about that, Ravi Shankar sir? Yes. Sahil, what is your doubt? Sahil? Repeat once. Okay. Just final conclusion. Please be conscious. Please be conscious here. My dear boys, my video is clear. Maybe that is your fault. Please wait. For example, KMnO4, potassium permanganate. Okay. Reacts with FeSO4 and give some products. No problem. Okay. So it is a chemical reaction. It is unbalanced one. It is unbalanced one. Now, gram equivalence of KMnO4 is equal to gram equivalence of FeSO4. It is directly we are going to write because law of equivalence. Whenever two chemicals are going to react, their gram equivalents are equal. Their gram equivalents are equal. That's enough. Okay. So see once again, gram equivalence of KMnO4. Nothing but gram equivalence is calculated. Gram equivalence is calculated by using the formula N into N factor of that substance, N into N factor of that substance, or another one which is used to calculate gram equivalent weight is equal to weight of the substance by gram equivalent weight of the substance. That same gram equivalent weight is gram equivalents are calculated by using the formula normality of the chemical into volume in liters. Normality of the chemical into volume in liters. So these are the three different formulas used to calculate gram equivalent weight of the substance. Gram equivalent weight of the substance. Okay, it is very important. So these are the three. Please be mindful. Now, what is normality? Most of the students ask me, what is normality? It is one of the concentration expressed in terms of solution. There are solutions, those concentrations, different terms are used. So in your 10th class, that is molarity, mole fraction, weight fraction, volume fraction, mole fraction, these are used. But there is another term which is normality and mole fraction. Normality, molality, mole fraction, these are different terms to express concentration of solution. So one of them is normality. What is normality? Normality of the solution is nothing but normality of the solution is equal to number of gram equivalents of solute present in 1 liter solution. Present in 1 liter solution. Okay. So Karthik, please don't chat with other. Number of gram equivalents of solute present in 1 liter solution. Okay. So that is equal to number of gram equivalents by volume of the solution in liters. It is normality standard formula. Normality standard formula. So the number of gram equivalents is our topic end. Now number of gram equivalents is equal to cross multiplication. Number of gram equivalents is equal to normality into volume in liters. Normality into volume. That is the formula used here. Number of gram equivalents is equal to normality into volume in liters. Okay. So number of gram equivalent is also calculated. It is a standard formula, and please be mind. Weight of the substance by gram equivalent weight of the substance. Gram equivalent. But gram equivalent weight is equal to gram molecular weight by n factor. This is our yesterday's topic. Gram equivalent weight is equal to gram molecular weight by n factor. That is our yesterday's topic. Okay. So therefore, I want to replace weight by gram molecular weight by n factor. Okay. So that is equal to weight by gram molecular weight into n factor. Weight by gram molecular weight is nothing but number of moles. Weight by gram molecular weight is number of moles into n factor. So therefore, I use this formula. So therefore, normality into volume in liters or weight by gram equivalent weight or number n into n factor. N into n factor. All these are used to calculate gram equivalence of a particular substance. When a chemical reaction takes place, their reactant gram equivalent must be equal. Otherwise, the reaction is not possible. Now, is this clear? Is this clear or not? No one tells. Yes, thank you. Now I'm going to take a problem based on this concept. Now the question is, how many moles of KMnO4 needed? How many moles of KMnO4 needed in acidic medium to oxidize question number 1 mole FeSO4
So second one more.
1 mole FeC2O4. Third one, mixture of 1 mole FeSO4 plus 1 mole FeC2O4. Mixture of 1 mole FeSO4 and 1 mole FeC2O4. Now, how many moles of KMnO4 reacted? How many moles of KMnO4 reacted? So now I'm going to find out. So that means manage. From this data, we are find out what are the reactants here. KMnO4 reacts with any one of these in acidic medium. KMnO4 reacts with any one of these in acidic medium. So note on the reactions, that is KMnO4 plus. So now I am going to calculate this one. So reacts with FeSO4 in acidic medium. Acidic medium means in the presence of FeSO4. Give some product. We don't know. We don't want. We don't need those products. We don't need those products. So this KMnO4 reacts with FeSO4 in acidic medium. Let it be H2SO4. Some products are formed. Now how many moles of KMnO4 required? So according to our law of chemical equivalence, therefore, gram equivalence of KMnO4 is equal to gram equivalence of FeSO4. Am I correct? Is the statement correct or wrong? Is this correct or wrong, dear boys? Is this clear? Because it is the reaction between FeSO4 and KMnO4. Whenever a chemical reaction takes place, their reactants gram equivalence must be equal. That is law of chemical equivalence. Okay. Now, gram equivalence of KMnO4 is nothing but number of moles of KMnO4 into n factor of KMnO4 is equal to number of moles of FeSO4 into n factor of FeSO4. N factor of FeSO4. Okay. Now, in your question, how many moles of KMnO4 required? That means it is the question, number of moles of KMnO4. N into n factor for KMnO4 in acidic medium. Already yesterday I completed that. For KMnO4 or MnO4 minus in acidic medium, n factor is 5. Yes. In neutral medium, 3. In basic medium or strong basic medium, it is 1. Am I correct? Yesterday I completed that. In acidic medium, we know the KMnO4 n factor, that is 5. It is from our yesterday's class only. Or here Mn plus 7, here Mn plus 7 change it to Mn plus 2 in acidic medium. Therefore, n factor is equal to 5. Difference of the numbers and n factor is equal to 5. Okay. So n factor is equal to 5 is equal to number of moles of FeSO4. How many moles of FeSO4 involved in the reaction? 1 mole FeSO4 involved in the reaction. Now 1 into FeSO4, Fe plus 2 here is, when it is involved in the reaction, Fe plus 3 is conversion. So now plus 3 changes to plus 2. Now n factor is equal to 1. 3 minus 2, that is equal to 1. Number of change in oxidation state is the n factor only. That is F plus only. Now 1 into 1. Therefore, how many moles of KMnO4 required? 1 by 5 for 1 mole of FeSO4. 1 by 5, that is 1 mole of it. So this is the final answer. There is no need of balancing of this reaction. There is no need of balancing of this reaction. Okay. So this is clear. Similarly, second example. Try yourself. Already FeC2O4, the concept I already explained. The concept I already explained. So I am waiting for you for the completion of the second bit. How many moles of FeSO4? That is KMnO4 needed for 1 mole of FeC2O4. Try just like this one. Try just like this one. Tell me the answer. Tell me the answer. Same, no, wrong. Now, in this case, FeC2O4. Therefore, second bit answer. gram equivalents of KMnO4 is equal to gram equivalents of FeC2O4. Gram equivalents of FeC2O4. Now, already you know that KMnO4 in acidic medium. So, number of moles of KMnO4 into acidic medium, it is 5, is equal to acidic medium n factor is equal to 5, is equal to gram equivalence of FeC2O4. FeC2O4, already I completed FeC2O4, Fe plus 2, C2O4 minus 2 Kcl. Now, Fe plus 2 changes to Fe plus 3, n factor is equal to 1 in this case, let it be N1, C2O4, C2O4 minus 2 changes to CO2 in this case, 2 CO2, that is here plus 3, here plus 4, okay, so 2 into plus 3 plus 6, 2 into plus 4 plus 8, now the difference is 2, it is the n to n. Therefore, total n factor is equal to 1 plus 2 which is equal to 3. 1 plus 2 which is equal to 3. So therefore, in case of FeC2O4, already I explained yesterday, that is 3 n, 3 into, how many moles? It is 1 mole n, 1 in 3. Therefore, n is equal to 3 by 5 n. 3 by 5. So the basic problem, the major problem is SDS class. If you learn SDS class perfectly, if you know how to calculate n factor for a particular substance, automatically everything is easy. So anyone having any doubt, go and see that YouTube video. So once again, clarify your concept. So then solve this concept. Okay. So it is very, very important. SDS class is 100% most important towards your chemistry. How to find out n factor? Yes, no doubt, no problem. There is acceptable decimal form. Based on your objective bit, there is option. Okay. So those who don't know how to calculate n factor, please go and see that YouTube channel. Very, very important. Otherwise, so don't try to solve this problem. Next, third and last one. This is the mixture end. This is the mixture. Here, KMnO4 versus FeSO4 plus FeC2O4. Now, n factor for KMnO4 is 5 is equal to for FeSO4. So altogether it is 1 mole n. For FeSO4, n factor is equal to 1. For FeC2O4, n factor is equal to 2. Total altogether n factor is equal to 4. 1 plus 3, 4 n. Therefore, here n is equal to 4 by 5 is the answer. 4 by 5 is the answer. This is the way to calculate how many moles of a particular substance involved in reaction with a particular substance. One number of moles are given to you, another number of moles you want to calculate. Okay, so it is very, very, very important. Okay, so next I will say there is once again one more bit. Please complete yourself. I will give the YouTube channel name already I gave, but at last I will tell you. Please wait. So see the problem? Find the moles of K2Cr2O7. Needed to oxidize. Needed to oxidize Na2CO3, sorry, Na2SO3 into Na2SO4 into Na2SO4 in acidic medium. Try yourself. Complete yourself. It is very, very easy, just like our previous concepts, just like our previous problem. Try yourself. How many moles of K2Cr2O7 in acidic medium needed to oxidize Na2SO3 into Na2SO4? Here the reaction is in between. Here the reaction is in between K2Cr2O7 versus Na2SO3. When these two react with each other, this Na2S2O3 converts into Na2SO4. Now, how many moles of this one is required? How many moles of this one is required? Okay, so now to oxidize, here 1 mole. 1 mole. 1 mole Na2SO3 is required. Needed. Answer is 1 wrong. 1 wrong. See here. See here. N into N factor for K2Cr2O7 in acidic medium. Already I completed. 6S is equal to. Because here chromium plus 6, change it to chromium plus 3, 2 chromiums, that is 2. So plus total plus 12, total plus 6, that difference value is 6, it is N factor. Already I completed yesterday. Yes, 1 by 3 correct. Next, Na2SO3. So we do heat it 1 more. Here sulfur is in plus 4 oxygen state. Here sulfur is in plus 6 oxygen state. Now the change value is 200. This is N factor for this one. That is equal to 200. Therefore, number of moles of K2Cr2O7 is equal to 2 by 6, which is equal to 1 by 3. 2 by 6, 1 by 3. So that is a way to solve the problem. That is a way to solve the problem. Okay. So this is all about your law of chemical equivalence. Whenever a chemical reaction takes place, there towards your reactant, the number of gram equivalents of one of the reactants is equal to number of gram equivalents of another reactant. No doubt it should be very, very easy, whether you know the N factor. So otherwise it is too difficult. Otherwise it is too difficult. Now some problems based on yesterday's concept. Some problems based on yesterday's N factor calculations. Very, very important. Problems on N factor. Now the problem is 1 mole N2O4, 1 mole N2H4, 1 mole H2H4 in oxidation losses 10 moles electrons. 10 mole electrons. If oxidation number of hydrogen is fixed, oxidation number of hydrogen is fixed. What is the oxidation number of? What is the oxidation number of nitrogen in the product? What is the oxidation number of nitrogen in the product? So this is the question. So what about this one? See here. At the beginning, N2H4 is taken. It converts into some product. This product may contain nitrogen. That product contains nitrogen and hydrogen. hydrogen n factor is, that is the oxidation state is fixed, but what is the oxidation state of nitrogen in the production? Okay. Plus 1. Hydrogen is plus 1. Here nitrogen is a minus 2. Oxidation state of nitrogen is minus 2. Let the oxidation state of nitrogen in the product is X. Oxidation state in the product side is X. Okay. Now change in oxidation number. Change in oxidation number. That means, so N2 with minus 2 changes to N with X. First balance the atoms 2 times. 2 times. Now here total oxidation state 2 into minus 2, that is equal to minus 4. Here total oxidation state 2x. Now the change in oxidation number, that is 2x minus of minus 4 is equal to 10 is given to you. The difference is 10 is given to you. Okay, automatically. Therefore, 2x plus 4 is equal to 10, x is equal to 3. So now, in this case, oxidation number of nitrogen is equal to plus 3. Easy or difficult? It is your yesterday's conception. Yesterday there is no time to solve the problem. That is why I am going to solve today. How to kept? Yes. Next problem. An oxide of metal contains an oxide of metal contains 40% oxygen by weight. By weight. Find the equivalent weight of metal. Find the equivalent weight of metal. Now, how to find out equivalent weight of the metal? Equivalent weight is equal to atomic weight by valency. Atomic weight by valency. Find it. Oxide of metal. That means oxide of metal means our metal is combination with oxygen. It is oxide. We don't know the charges. We don't know the charges, but this contains a 40% oxygen. That means among this 100 grams, 40 grams oxygen. That means 60 grams metal. 40 grams oxygen, 60 grams metal. That means, therefore, 40 grams oxygen combined with 60 grams metal. 40 grams oxygen combined with 60 grams. Now, how much is the equivalent weight of the metal? Now, what is the equivalent weight of oxygen? Atomic weight by valency. Atomic weight of oxygen is 16. Valency of oxygen is 2 elements. 8 minus group number. Therefore, which is equal to 8. So, 40 grams reacts with 60 grams. 8 grams is equal to equivalent weight of that metal. How much is that one? That is 60 into 8 by 40. 3 times, 2 times, 4 times. Answer is 12. That is the equivalent weight of metal. That is the equivalent weight of metal. Okay, so my dear boys, see here, metal oxide, that means metal and oxygen only are exist. Among that, 40% oxygen, that means total 100 grams, 40 grams oxygen means 60 grams should be the metal. That means 40 grams oxygen reacts with 60 grams metal. So equivalent weight of oxygen, that is 8. We know the equivalent weight. So 8 grams oxygen reacts with how much? That is the equivalent weight of element. That means whenever elements are combined with each other, their equivalents are in combination. So react in their equivalents. Okay. So automatically, or already mass of M1 by M2 is equal to E1 by E2. Today, I have completed this concept. How much mass of, this is for oxygen, this is for metal. This is for oxygen, this is for metal. Mass of oxygen is 40, mass of metal is 60, equivalent weight of oxygen is 8. Now how much is the equivalent weight of metal? Simply, same way, same way. So it is a formula used to find out equivalent weight. Okay, so now another one. I'm expecting from your side 5.1 grams of metal oxide, 5.1 gram of metal oxide on reduction with hydrogen produces 2.7 grams metal. 2.7 grams metal. Find the equivalent weight of metal. Find the equivalent weight of metal. As usual, similar, just like in previous problem. Metal oxide weight is 5.1. Among that, 2.7 is metal. How much is the oxygen? That is why weight of oxygen is equal to 5.1 minus 2.7. 5.1 minus 2.7, that is 11.7442, that is 2.4. It is weight of oxygen. Now the formula is weight of oxygen by weight of metal is equal to equivalent weight of oxygen by equivalent weight of metal. That implies weight of oxygen, that is 2.4 by weight of metal. How much? 2.7 is equal to equivalent weight of oxygen. Already we know that 8 by equivalent weight of metal. Answer is 9. Wrong. Yes. Equivalent weight of metal is equal to 9. Yes. Simple and just like previous problem. Their percentages are given to you, here directly values are given to you. What, Nagaraju? What do you want? Naraju, what do you want? Write your doubts. Waiting for you. Write your doubts. Next one. Molar mass of divalent metal chloride is 136. Find its equivalent mass of metal. Find equivalent mass of metal. Find equivalent mass of metal. Divalent oxidation state of metal is equal to 200. Divalent, valence is 2 means oxidation state is 200. Therefore, M is in +2. We know chloride as -1. The formula of that compound is MCl2. MCl2. Okay. Now, the molar mass of this MCl2, its molecular weight is equal to 136. Means, how to calculate molecular weight? So, atomic weight of metal plus chlorine, it is 71, is equal to 136. Therefore, metal weight is equal to 136 minus 71. So, 5 65 only. So weight of metal is 65 only. Now we know weight of metal, weight of chlorine. Now the formula is, therefore, that is weight of metal by weight of chlorine is equal to equivalent weight of metal by equivalent weight of chlorine. Weight of metal is how much? 65 by weight of chlorine is how much? 71 is equal to equivalent weight of metal is equal to by equivalent weight of chlorine. Valency is 1, atomic weight by valency, that is 35.5 and 35.5. Okay. Now how much is the value? That implies equivalent weight mass is equal to how much? It's a huge timing. So that is your choice. Now I am going to complete my topic. How much is the value? The value is 32.5 grams. It is equivalent weight of metal. 32.5 grams. Easy. Easy. So once you know the formula and equivalent weights of elements, already I completed yesterday how to find the atom, element, everything, equivalent weight. Or if you know that n factor, equivalent weight is equal to its atomic weight by valence or n factor. Chlorine atomic weight 35, n factor is equal to 1, therefore 35 by 1. Because chlorine is 17th group element or 78th group element, therefore 8 minus 7 is equal to 1, n factor is equal to 1. Already completed yesterday. Next one. Gram molecular weight of metal chloride is gram molecular weight of metal chloride is 163.5. If equivalent weight of metal is if equivalent weight of metal is 29, find the valency of metal. Find the valency of metal. So that is n factor. You want to calculate n factor. Valency is nothing but n factor. Gram molecular weight of metal chloride. We don't know the oxidation state of that metal. That is why metal oxidation state negative plus X, chlorine oxidation state minus 1. Therefore, the formula of this compound is MClX. MClX. Okay. So therefore, it is the molecular formula of the component. The molecular formula of this compound is equal to gram molecular weight. So gram molecular weight is how much is given to you. So let valency of metal is equal to X. This is the valency. Therefore, equivalent weight into valency is equal to atomic weight plus chlorine. Chlorine. How much is the? That is 35.5 into X, because X times is equal to 130 and the 163.5 angle. 163.5. So we don't know the atomic weight. So mind it, atomic weight is equal to just a minute. See here. Equivalent weight is equal to atomic weight by n factor or valency. Now I want to note, so atomic weight of metal plus X atoms of chlorine are there. X into atomic weight of chlorine is equal to 163 given to you. Atomic weight of metal we don't know. Now atomic weight of metal is equal to equivalent weight into n factor. N factor is xn. Equivalent weight is given to you as 29. 29 or 19? It is 19, sorry. It is 19. Now, so atomic weight of metal is equal to 19 into x plus 35 into x is equal to 163. 163. Okay. Therefore, x is equal to 3. Final calculation, x is equal to 3. That x is the valency of the metal. That x is valency of metal. Okay. Dharmateja, wait. So, my dear boys, see once again. Once again, see here. We don't know the valency. Let x be the valency of metal. Chlorine having -1. Now the formula is MClXn. Therefore, atomic weight of M plus X into atomic weight of chlorine is equal to, it is total gram molecular weight of substance is equal to given as 163.5. Therefore, atomic weight of metal plus X into atomic weight of chlorine 36.5 is equal to 163.5. But we don't know the atomic weight of metal. Equivalent weight is equal to atomic weight by valency. Because equivalent weight is given to you. Therefore, 19 is equal to atomic weight. Let it be atomic weight of metal by valency. We don't know, that is X. Therefore, atomic weight of M is equal to 19 into X. Substitute this value here. Therefore, 19 into X plus X into 36.5 is equal to 163.5. Therefore, X is equal to 3. Now, is this clear? Mark is not clear. How, sir? So, I don't know the oxidation state. Let it be X. The formula crisscross method, MClX. MClX. Now, molecular weight is equal to 1 atom of metal, that is atomic weight of metal, plus X into atomic weight of chlorine is equal to 135.5. Okay. So, atomic weight of metal is calculated like this. Equivalent weight is equal to atomic weight by valency. Atomic weight of by valency, let it be X. Equivalent weight is given as 19. Therefore, atomic weight of metal is equal to 19 into X. Substitute that value. 19 into X plus X into 36.5 is equal to 163.5. Therefore, X is equal to 3. So, it is the simplest way to calculate that atomic weight of the element or valency of the element. In previous case, that is equivalent weights are going to calculate. In this case, valency is going to calculate. Valency is going to calculate. Okay. And next and last for today's class. My doubt is here. Tell me, gram molecular weight of metal chloride is 163.5. Gram molecular weight is equal to 163.5. Okay. Gram molecular weight is equal to, we don't know the oxidation state, therefore M is equal to M oxidation state X, chlorine oxidation state -1. Now the formula is MClX. That implies gram molecular weight of MClX is equal to atomic weight of metal plus X into atomic weight of chlorine, which is equal to gram molecular weight of MCLX. This gram molecular weight of MCLX is given as 163, 163.5. Now, we don't know the atomic weight. Atomic weight of metal plus X into atomic weight of chlorine, we know that is 35.5 N. Yes, it is not 36, it is 35.5 N. 35.5. So if you know the atomic weight of metal, we should calculate X. What is the X? X is the valency. Valency of metal. Now, atomic weight of metal is equal to gram equal, so see here, gram equivalent weight of metal is equal to atomic weight of metal by valency or n factorial. Okay, gram equivalent weight of metal is given as 19. Therefore, 19 is equal to atomic weight by valency of metal. Let it be X. Already I considered. That implies atomic weight is equal to 19 into X. Then I substitute this value here. Therefore, 163.5 is equal to 19 into X plus X into 35.5. Therefore, altogether X is equal to 3. Now that is the valency. Is this clear at least? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So different way of explanation, that's enough. Those who don't understand, see once in your channel. It is not possible. Once again, I don't want to repeat here. Because 3 different ways I'm going to explain here. Anything you should, I think it will be clarified. Next and last for today's class, equivalent weight of elements in 2 different compounds. In 2 different compounds are 29 and 59. Sorry, 58. 29 and 58. Then its molecular weight is dash. The options given to you are option 1, 29 units. You mean units, that's enough. Second one, 80 units. Third one, 116 units. Fourth one, 50 units. So give me the answer among all those 4. Third one, yes, correct. Option 3 is correct. So equivalent weight is given to you. So we know equivalent weight is equal to gram atomic weight by valence. Therefore, gram atomic weight is equal to equivalent weight into valency. A valency and n factor both are same, my dear boys. Therefore, equivalent weight is either 29 into some valency, let it be 58 into something y. So both these are possible, and that means either 29 multiple or 58 multiple is the answer. Either 29 multiple or 58 multiple are answer. Now here is 58 into 2 is the answer. So no one satisfies either of these 2 formulas. No one is satisfied either of these 2 formulas. That is the final answer is this one. Okay. So this is the different model problems based on that yesterday's n factor and today's equivalent gram equivalent.